Hello and good morning, you beautiful, beautiful people of Nigeria. We love you and we have a personal favorite day of the week right here. And you might be asking yourself, why is it your favorite day of the week?
Because we literally get to hang out together in the middle of the week, right in front of you guys. And what could be better than that?
Yeah, what could be better than that smile MM is giving you right now? What could be better?
Hey, ladies.
Hi,
Okay,
you're
so
looking
Mary,
so good.
Thank you. That's what royal blue does to you.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in a blue mood, but in like a high blue mood. But anyways, Mary, I want to snatch that necklace from you.
Oh, you can have it. Should I take it off now?
Please do.
Okay.
Please do.
Since we're snatching things, let's snatch over to what we have on the show today.
Yeah.
Now, we have quite a bit. We're always up ahead of the sun, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to the highlights of today, we have so much in store on this Wonder Woman Wednesday. Welcome. It's going to be a fabulous experience, everyone.
Yes, as always. Now, we have to say a very big thank you to you for always watching. And talking about thank you, we should thank everyone who will be on the show today, beginning from our relationship segment.
All right. Now, we have a relationship segment today that's happening, and it's one we've been looking forward to today. And when it comes to that desired space and what we're kicking off things with today, Abisola Buhari is going to be joining us to talk about intimacy when it comes to if intimacy in marriage is a challenge or a battle.
And then, of course, we will have nutrition. Today, dietitian nutritionist Omoshaliwa Adeleye will be talking on the very popular phenomenon, detoxification, if it is a fad or if it is true.
We also have music on today's show. Now, it'll be heavily influenced by gospel. And it's going to be a slow, brooding ballad today. David Garland, that's what he's known for. We'll be hearing from him later. Yeah. So when it comes to reading aloud, you know, reading aloud is such a big part of how I learned
You know what? We have plenty of time today on the show to talk about reading aloud. Instead of us launching into it, we'll go straight to the weather, bring you the news, and then much later we'll talk more about this.
It's about time for us to take the news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Now, let's start in Sokoto State, where issues of banditry remain on the front burner, with attacks and deaths being recorded on a daily basis. Today, the State Police Command confirmed the killing of 5 persons by unknown gunmen in Adamawa village of Sabon Birni, local government area of the state. The Command Public Relations Officer, Mohammed Abubakar Sadiq, confirmed this to TVC News on a telephone chat. He said more than 100 suspected armed bandits on motorcycles invaded the village, raided houses, and killed 5 persons in the process. 5 persons sustained gunshot injuries, while 6 shops and 11 houses were destroyed. From there, the bandits moved to Samaye village and rustled a large number of livestock and stole other valuables belonging to the villagers. The federal government and organized labor have received the report of Technical Committee on Premium Motor Spirit Pricing Framework. The committee was set up to come up with a workable framework for petrol price modulation. At the end of the bipartite meeting in the early hours of the morning, the secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, assured organized labor of government's commitment to honor its own side of the bargain in interest of industrial harmony. The federal government has extended the national identity number linkage to subscriber identity models, that's SIMs, by 8 weeks. The extension was announced in a statement by spokespersons of the Nigerian Communications Commission and the Nigeria Identity Management Commission. The statement stated that the extension was approved by the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, and is to give Nigerians and residents more time to integrate their NIN with their SIM cards. According to the joint statement, 56.18 million NINs have been collected by the mobile network operators, a significant increase when compared with the 47.8 million reported by the Technical Committee on the 18th of January 2021. All applicants are advised to follow the safety guidelines at all NIN enrollment centers and ensure compliance with booking system in place. The Kano government has sealed a private facility for accommodating and treating COVID-19 patients in the state. The State Commissioner for Health, Aminu Sawaya, in company of other top government functionaries and health professionals, visited the facility for the operation. He said 2 patients were found with severe cases and 2 others asymptomatic. According to the commissioner, and patients, or rather the patients, had since been evacuated to the state isolation centers to continue with their treatment, while the facility remains shut until further verification. Hello and welcome back. It's about time for us to look at what's happening on the covers of the papers this morning. Now, we have the Guardian newspaper starting us off. We have this headline: delay costs federal government additional 679 billion naira on road projects. East-West roads tops with 515 billion naira. Official links contract variation to inflation, FX crisis. And the story starts there at length on the cover and wraps up on page 2. Just beneath the masthead there, it says Northern elders ask Fulani herdsmen to relocate from south. EFCC seeks transfer of Kalu's trial to Lagos. Igbo can't be president by playing opposition, says Uzodimma. 21 killed, 40 kidnapped in Niger. And right below the photo story there, another headline. It says, new petrol rule wants forex parity between NNPC and marketers. PPPRA to resume issuance of monthly pricing guide. Will respond soon, NLC, Nupeng declare, as NIMASA, NPA, to collect charges in Naira. That's a 50% reduction. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian. On the cover of the Vanguard newspaper this morning, we have this headline. It says, eviction, protect Fulani in the South. NEF tells Buhari and governors. Says no politician has the right to outsource security to local thugs, gangs, and act now before situation degenerates, says Bashir Tofa. Moving to the top of the page here, it says private institutions not for money-making ventures. Page 22 has more on that. 13% derivation. 8 states received 6 trillion naira in 11 years, according to a report. Below the photo story here, it says 1 killed as mob sets ablaze Seriki Fulani's house in Ogun. And Ogun CP wades in, douses tension. Let me wrap it with this one. It says 150 billion naira, not 400 billion naira needed for COVID-19 vaccines, according to Peter Obi, offers to help negotiate supply. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard. We also have the Daily Sun with us now, and it says, Northern elders rise against Southwest, Southeast, run to Buhari, allege attack on herdsmen in South. Afenifere Ohanese, Middle Belt Forum dismiss claims. Meanwhile, there's tension over announcement of new IGP. Page 8 has more on that. Subscribers laud federal government's NIN SIM registration extension to April 6th. And mobile network operators announce collection of 56.18 million NINs. And that's all we have time for when it comes to the headlines in the dailies for this morning. We have Daily Variables up next.
Okay.
You know, who out of the 3 of us do you think is the bully on this team?
You
Like,
wouldn't believe
who?
it. Please, spoiler alert, don't use height.
But, you know, it's actually really been a thing on media for years and years, telling people to be good and kind to one another.
Yeah.
So many hosts have done it over the years. We have the Oprah show, we have the Ellen DeGeneres show, we have the Mary Bashwa Alimi show. Yes!
Okay, so the thing is, my radio show during the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, is now named after me. So it's now Mary Alimi show on Saturday morning, 10 to noon.
Yes,
and Sunday evening, 7 to 9 p.m. So please listen. It's 102.3 Max FM. Sponsorships.
Let's
let's make this money.
FMC.
Let's give you the exposure you need. Yes, Max FM is like one of the top radio stations in Lagos. Not even one of the top, like the biggest.
Tell them.
They don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know.
So please, sponsorships open. We're very
Honestly,
ready
I have a
for
feeling
that.
they're all going to just start trooping there. You have no idea. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah. Besides, by the way, I enjoy you on the radio. At least for the few times I listened to. When you were during the week, though.
During the week.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Listen,
weekends.
I brought back Solace calls on
You
Sunday.
have?
Hey.
Babes, we'll talk about this later because I know we have something to talk
Yes,
about.
today is actually World Read Aloud Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's something that you are very passionate about reading.
I
Titi too.
love-
Yeah.
Yo guys, you all should listen to Titi read. I listened to Titi read yesterday. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I was paying attention. I was watching a movie, but then I was paying attention to how I read. You read so well.
Oh.
Like, you actually really read so
Thank
well.
you.
I enjoyed it, even though I think it was a kid's book you were reading or something.
It was actually the opening scene of a movie that's coming out, and I
Oh.
was trying to see how it sounded. But when it comes to reading aloud, there's a lot that goes in with it. Mazino does that as well. Mary, you've done that a few times. There's a lot of emotion that goes in. You have to actually
Yeah.
act it out.
Yes, it's like
so that
acting.
people can feel the story. They can,
yeah.
their imaginations can be sparked.
On radio at some point, Saturday mornings, then I used to have a show called Box of Goodies. I started a reading series.
Okay.
And I'll take a chapter of a book,
book.
just talking about stuff.
Yeah.
And I would try to sound like the animal, the adults, the guide, the film. And it was so much fun.
Are you
And then
serious?
the children will call sometimes and they'll go like, can you do that sound again? Do like this. I will beat you up.
Oh yes, so that actually just reminds me of so Elsie, there's this particular cartoon she really loves, and then there's this character where he would always say dinosaur. Oh.
Yeah, dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
So now,
but reading is fun,
reading
actually.
aloud for kids is very important. A lot of people
Yes,
don't
it
realize
is.
it.
It
From
is.
inside the womb, new parents or parents to be are advised, mommies, daddies should read stories to the kids
Yeah.
so they can just connect with your voice and it starts the cognitive development.
Yeah.
They start getting familiar with words they've never heard before.
Yeah.
Very true.
There are a lot of countries I've visited because I read a book about it, because I didn't have visa, but
Yeah.
I read the
People
book
don't
and I
know.
know
You should
everything
get
about the
lost.
place.
Yeah. You could get lost in a book just by opening a book and reading it. And if you're the type that is going, but I don't like books, and you're wondering if you're going to be a bad mommy or daddy, there are other ways to it. You can play audio tapes,
Yeah.
and you could also listen to music. Music actually helps developing children. And believe it or not, classical music will help your child be more of a mathematician. It's been
Hey!
proven. Try
Wow.
it.
Genge.
Interesting.
That was a new one.
So I remember sometime last year, I said I wanted to, start, make it a habit, reading at least a book a day.
I remember when you said that,
Yeah, I remember,
yes.
yeah. And then I started well. This thing with consistency, gosh, it's such a problem.
But
Thank you. And then I started, and then at some point I couldn't continue anymore. So now I'm picking up again. So I have a reminder, that a notification that pops up on my phone, like, oh, you have to read, and then so I think it's something that also we need to imbibe that reading culture in the kids.
Yeah.
so
This
I
is
was going to
very,
say
very
that if
important.
it was those romance novels like Mills and Boom, Silhouette,
Those
all
are
those
easy.
books from back in the day,
Yeah.
you pick it up and you don't put it down until you're done.
Okay, you know what? We want to even know, talking about this stories and all, romance and all, we want to know what kind of book you'd like to read, okay? Do you even like to read at all? Just tweet at TVC Connect using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, okay?
Yeah.
Yes, so.
All right.
All right.
So I guess that's about it. We're
Yeah.
going to be taking this break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Welcome back. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria, and of course, with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Blossom. Good morning. You're always a delight on the show.
Really, thank you.
Yes, you are.
Thank
And this morning, she's making fries and gizzard sauce. That's the minute I said that, I had my tummy rumble. Like literally, guys, I'm not joking. But anyway, let's talk about the ingredients for our breakfast this morning.
All right. I have my chopped tomatoes.
Yeah.
Right here, and our gizzard.
Garlic.
Then our vegetable oil for fries. Then we have your mixed spice, which includes curry, thyme, a little bit of paprika, and this is chicken seasoning. This is our salt to taste. Our Maggi
Seasoning cubes.
seasoning cubes. Yes. Okay. Then these are shredded or sliced potatoes. These are
What kind
sliced.
of potatoes is that?
This is sweet
Irish
potato.
potatoes.
Sweet.
Oh, sweet.
Sweet
Oh, it looks
potatoes.
Irish. Okay.
Sweet potatoes. Then this our yam.
Yam. Okay.
Then our plantain, onions for the sauce, and then grated pepper, red bone pepper.
Okay.
Yeah. Then our spring onions to garnish. And these are gizzard for the sauce.
That gizzard looks good, guys. It really, really looks good.
Yeah.
And I see that you're already chopping our tomatoes.
Tomatoes, yes.
Okay, so, well, practically everyone knows how to fry plantains or yam or potatoes. But just in case you don't know how to, Chef Blossom, please tell us, how do we fry our potatoes, our yam and plantain this morning?
Okay, I like to go extra.
Okay.
I like to spice my fries.
Okay.
Like my plantain with cinnamon. Okay, this is cinnamon. I like to, yes. And some people just put just salt.
Salt,
and
yeah.
maybe some people, some persons add Maggi. I like to spice with cinnamon, with a bit of seasoning. What did you call it? Seasoning cubes,
yeah.
yes. And then, yes, to give it a little bit of taste and flavor, yes.
Oh, nice. All right. There is a certain trick that's, and certain flavor that cinnamon
gives,
adds to whatever you cook with it.
Yeah.
Cinnamon is your go-to. Many of the time, you don't even need seasoning cube. Just cinnamon and you are good to go. Yeah, really good, really good.
Then we'll just fry in hot oil.
Okay, and just in case you missed out on the menu, it's going to play right now on your screen. You can look it up and get a pen and paper and scribble it down. I mean, it's a very easy recipe. I mean, it's like making chicken sauce. Just in case you don't want to use gizzard, you can use chicken, you can use beef, you can use fish. It depends on how you like it. But then again, our ingredients this morning, we have our salt, cinnamon, we have our chicken seasoning, we have our mixed spice here, which comprises of paprika,
curry, thyme.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it, basically.
Yeah.
And then we have our garlic, tomatoes, gizzard, fries. This morning we're making use of potatoes, yam, and plantain. All right, guys. So we're just going to prep up our ingredients and then head over to the couch for more discussion on World Read Aloud Day with Mary and City. Hey, girl.
All right. So, yeah, you just caught me there, making myself look all good.
I was busy looking like
it's it's one of those days. But it's all ladies in the studio, so it's okay, right?
Yeah.
It's all about reading today when it comes to the World Read Aloud Day.
Yeah.
Now, we've been talking about this morning.
Yes, we have been. We're excited about it. And to discuss this even further is a radio presenter, author, and co-founder, as well as chief officer at Readland. We're talking about Temiloluwa Adeshino. Great to have you on the show.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me again.
Awesome.
All right. So when it comes to reading aloud, some of us had different experiences growing up when it comes to reading aloud. You might even be reading somewhere aloud and somebody like, can't you read in your mind? Can't you read in your head? Read, keep, But let's talk about the importance of reading aloud now.
Yes, thank you for having me this morning, and happy World Read Aloud Day to everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be speaking about reading aloud. Reading aloud, the importance. Many a times, we've talked so much about reading and the essence of reading aloud to these children. We've not really hammered on the importance of it.
Okay.
Now, reading to some children, or reading generally, children at times feel that, especially for those that don't like reading, reading to them can be like a locked building. It's a building, you don't have a locked building, they don't have the right key, they don't have the right code. Okay. They don't have the right experience to even go into the building.
Okay.
So reading aloud is so important in that you want to give your child the right key to that locked building. You need to create the right experience, you need to create the right environment, you need to create the right atmosphere for them to ask questions.
Okay.
Good readers, while they're reading, you learn to ponder, let them ask questions. Every book a child picks, or anyone picks, should affect you. In fact, I believe books are very transformational. Okay. So once you get to that level of reading and they can't experience or be transformed by it, you need to read aloud to them.
Okay, so now the parents, it becomes the parents' responsibility, yeah?
Really, and any adult in their life. Now, many parents are so busy, and they don't even have time to read aloud to them. But if they can just help these children develop or enter into the magical world of that locked building, that there's a party inside every book. I tell you something, it doesn't matter what the voice of the author is, but there's a party inside every book, and you allow every child, give them the right key or the right code to be able to decode these words. Decode, no matter how hard or how complex a book is, there's every code that an adult can help a child decode.
All right.
No matter how hard it is.
So when we talk about reading aloud, some children lack confidence. Okay, it might not be because they don't know how to read. It might be because maybe they're shy or they've been told off before. How can you help such children rebuild that confidence to be able to say, you know what, I can read in a room full of people and I don't care what happens, whether I mix words up or stuff.
Yeah, so one of the ways to help a child develop that is, it doesn't matter how they read it, tell them they are able, tell them they are enough. Affirm to them always, telling them that you are enough. It doesn't matter what you read, you stutter over your words. It doesn't matter how hard or the next person sitting beside you or your friend reads better than you. You are enough. You are created in God's image. He has put everything you need on the inside of you. So it's okay to know that you can stutter over words. But you know what? You don't remain like that. You improve every time. Now, many of us too had the same difficulties while growing. It's not as if everything has been, wow, like that. But it's someone along the way, a teacher, a friend, a parent, a neighbor's mom that you were looking up to, helped you develop this confidence that I can pick up a book and I can read to the whole room full of people, and it doesn't matter if I stutter over words, I can get it. My younger son, I remember, I cannot remember, my first daughter has always been that stellar. She's been very good in everything. Very, very good. A+ and all that. But when it got to the turn of my son at 8, 7, when we tell him to read the Bible in the mornings, he couldn't string even words together, you know, and I'm like, where is this coming from? What we just made him do was, like, every day we had to pick a book. Okay, now let's read together. Oh, we had to tell him, oh, these words are together. No, they are like 5 words. There's a word. You call it together. Pause a bit and go on reading. So it's okay to know that they can stutter over words. It's okay to know that they have impediments and they are not confident enough. But it's not okay for a parent to not put them down. But it's also okay to keep encouraging them. Okay. You know, read to them and let them know.
It's interesting that you would keep mentioning that reading impediment, because one person that always comes to mind, interestingly, is someone you have here.
Yeah.
Dr. Ben Carson.
Yeah.
When we talk about the top neurosurgeons in the world, there's no way you would miss mentioning Dr. Ben Carson.
We can't.
Yet, most people don't know that he had a major reading disability.
Major.
So it's interesting that you would mention that. But then that also brings us to your book.
Yeah, so when it comes to books, Timmy has, and her husband at Readland have so many amazing books. I don't know if you've seen the book Bantu the Bully.
Yes,
have you seen that
I
book?
have.
Bantu the Bully is really, really popular, and it was because of how the rate of bullying was getting so alarming in schools. And I actually think it helped, you know, to talk about it in the book. But you also got some really great responses from big people. Let's put it that way. Very significant figures.
Yes, we did. That was how we brought, God brought the wife of the vice president, Mrs. Dolapo Shibaju, into our lives at Readland. The books were displayed in Paris and I think London as one of the greatest African content books for children. And she fell in love with it and just suddenly got a call from Aso Rock telling us to come for a meeting on our bookshelf project. Thank God, till date, Mrs. Dolapo Shibaju pays our librarian at the Readland Agege Community Library Center. Till date, that's been like 3-4 years now. And so where we get children from the community coming in to read. And from that center, we've had autistic children. I can tell you, they've been healed of their impediment via Read Aloud. This Read Aloud was done for them back to back every week, back to back every month. Children pouring in from all over, like 1,000 children every month, just coming to read a book. Share the excitement, the imagination, and entering into this world. And that makes me think that books are spiritual. I don't take this lightly. I believe books are spiritual. I believe when we get to heaven, there are books there, corridors all over. Yes.
Where is this located?
It's Agege,
Where
the
in
community
Agege?
center, around the Fagba environment. In a school there, but community children pour in.
And I only wish there were more libraries like this still existing. Now,
That's our dream.
we have been talking about the fact that everything is going digital. Even when we mention the books on our shelves, sometimes at the back of us here, they're like, oh, don't you have the e-book? You know, so, you know, this seems like it could be a challenge for you to surmount. And I know that by the time you guys give us that, you've already got something in plans, right?
Yeah.
You've already got something
In fact,
in
it's
plans.
as if you are hitting, like you're hitting. Okay, this year we said that the lockdown started around May. So we started this reading adventure on Instagram, May 27, and it's been on every single week. One of the things we found out that, okay, during the, I think Christmas time, I don't want to mention the brand, came up and said, we want to help you, we want to do this with you every last Saturday of the month.
You know what? I'm going to encourage people to go online right now to Instagram to check you out. That's at
Readland NG.
At
Just
Readland
check them out,
Readland
and you'll be able to see exactly what she's talking about.
You get all the details you need.
We've run out of time.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
We really must take this break now. We'll be right back. Stay with us as Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria, and with me in the kitchen is Chef Blossom. If you're just joining us, we are making fries with gizzard sauce. Yes, I was going to say gizzard, and then I remember, because I mean there's plantain here, so yeah. Anyways, let's get right to it. Let's quickly run through the ingredients, and then we'll start making our sauce.
Okay. Previously, we had our tomatoes that wasn't chopped.
Yeah.
Right here, we have it chopped already. Then we have our chopped onions. We have our gizzard also chopped. Spring onions for garnish. We have our
Atarodo.
yes,
I like
red
atarodo.
pepper. And then we have our
Plantains,
for fries, yam potatoes, and what else? Gizzard, and our seasoning. Here I have my cinnamon. I like to spice my fries with that, and the salt. Then I have my chicken seasoning, and then a mix of curry. And
So let's get cooking. We decided to, you know, chill on the cooking because we want you to be a part of this process. It's important. You know, we're cooking for you as much as we're cooking for us. We're also cooking for you. We're all cooking together.
Yes.
Anyways, all right. So now that our vegetable oil is heating up, what's going in?
okay, first I'll put in my chopped garlic. Because I want to saute the gizzard. I like to cook first before frying.
Okay, great. So what are we sauteing our gizzard with?
I'm sauteing the gizzard with our seasoning.
Okay.
Basically the seasoning, a bit of onions, after the garlic, then the seasoning, then we'll allow to cook.
Okay, good.
Because we're going to fry there after.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So let's get on with it.
Okay.
Ah, that looks good. So now we're putting in our garlic. Garlic is a very, very healthy ingredient. I mean, like, you can use it for anything. Well, apart from soups, but if you're, you know, making your sauce or rice or, you know, beans or any kind of that food that's not soup-like, garlics are very, like, they're good to go.
Like
you
it's
can
a very
use
good
them. They're very, so apart from the certain kind of flavor that they add to your meal, they're also very healthy. They're great antioxidants. They help to, you know, boost your immunity and help fight off those unwanted radicals. Yeah. All right. That smells good already. Smells
Yeah,
good.
thank you.
Okay, so what's going in next?
So they got gizzard.
Okay.
Most persons don't know how to use this process because most persons don't go through this process.
Oh, yeah, so they just, you know,
cook
make the sauce
directly,
and then you pour
yes,
in the gizzard. Okay.
I like to have that flavor that the garlic gives to whatever protein I use. Yes.
Yeah, great. And then it's also important to saute your protein so that when you're eating your sauce, you know, you can also feel, you know, the sauce in the protein.
Yes.
You know, there's a certain flavor. You're not just, you know, eating the sauce, but then the protein also needs to have some really nice flavor to it. So we're adding our mixed
spices, yes.
Okay.
And then our chicken flavor.
Okay.
And a bit of salt. That's what to taste.
Okay. So at what point does the cinnamon go in?
cinnamon is for the fries.
Oh, okay.
You could add cinnamon if you want.
Okay.
Depends on your preference.
Okay.
But I like to use it for my fries.
Okay. So just in case you didn't catch up on it earlier on, Chef Blossom said that she uses cinnamon to season her fries, whether you're working with potatoes, yams, or plantains. Cinnamon is always that extra spice you can add to any meal, and you are good to go.
Any type of potatoes, it could be Irish potato, it could be sweet potato.
Any kind at all.
Yeah.
All right, so while we are waiting for our gizzard to simmer up, we have nutrition. And next up with Titi on the couch. Hello, Titi.
Yeah, we ladies love to talk nutrition, especially on Wednesdays. And today we have dietitian nutritionist Adiola Adeleye. Now she's going to be talking about a very popular phenomenon, detoxification. Is it a fad or is it a fact? Is it really true that we need to detox? Welcome to the show. It's your first time on the show. Welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. Thanks
All right.
for having me.
So let me just put myself in the shoes of a working woman. You know, I have a 9-to-5. I have a small family, and I come to your clinic and I say, okay, what's the best way I can detox? What would you tell me?
The first thing I will tell you is that there is nothing like a detox.
There's nothing like a detox.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? There's nothing like, or as in, would you term it another way, or you're just going to say there's nothing like a detox?
So the first thing is you cannot detox yourself.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
We have organs in the body that do this detox for us.
Okay.
A detox is not ordered in a smoothie. It is not ordered on Instagram.
Okay.
It is not ordered in a tea bag.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
A detox happens in the body by your organs, like the liver, the kidney, the skin,
Okay.
the lungs.
Okay.
Those are our detox organs, and they do it for you at no charge,
For free.
for free, without collecting any money from you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But why has it become such should I say, why is it so in vogue? Why is it in fashion now to say, oh, I'm detoxing?
The reason people feel that it actually works and why it is in vogue is that when they go through this process, they lose a little bit of weight.
Okay.
And I would explain why that happens. Most detox diets are usually like a fruit cleanse
Okay.
or a tea bag where you have to take for a number of days. Now, fruits on their own are very low in calorie. They're low in energy.
Okay.
Calorie is the energy you get from your food. So when you take like a smoothie for 5 days, for example, let's say a woman like you is supposed to consume about 1,700 calories.
Okay.
When you take a smoothie, you take maybe 1,200 calories, which is less than the calorie that you need in a day.
Okay.
And when this happens, automatically you will lose some weight.
Okay.
And you feel, oh, I'm losing toxins.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you're not losing anything. You're not losing toxins. You're not losing any bad substance. You're actually just losing water from your body.
Okay.
And the reason is that the human body is made up of 60 to 70% of water. So the first thing you lose when you lose weight is usually water. Yeah.
That's why when you work out, you sweat. You sweat out some of that water weight
That you have.
All right. But then, as I said, it has become a fashion or a fad. Is there any truth to any of the detox things we've heard online at all?
They are mostly not true.
Okay.
Now, we actually have, apart from the detox that happens in the body, we actually have something that happens in the hospital that is a detoxification.
Okay.
And this happens when someone has taken like an overdose of drugs.
Okay.
Someone has taken like an overdose of alcohol.
Okay.
They will do a proper detoxification in the hospital. Now, people probably heard that and took it out and started using it to make money off people and say, oh, you can detox your body by taking this and by taking that.
Okay.
But it is actually not true. Like I said, most detox diets are very, very low in energy. So when you take them, you lose a lot of weight. Even the bags, the tea bags that people say, oh, detox tea.
Yeah.
Most of them contain an ingredient that is called senna.
Okay.
So senna is used in the hospital someone who wants to do like a surgical procedure, who wants to do an operation that needs the system to be clear, they give them Senna.
Wow.
So when you use Senna, you will use the restroom a lot to clear your bowels.
Wow.
Now that ingredient, they take it out and they put it in the detox tea.
Goodness
So when you
me.
use it, you feel, oh, I'm going to the restroom frequently. I must be passing out these toxins. But you're not passing out toxins. You're just passing out a lot of water weight.
You know what? I have to ask now. So for me, I've discovered, okay, detox teas and all these things are not really what is helping out. What can I do to adjust my diet so that I don't actually feel like I need to detox anymore?
So, like I always tell people, what you need to detox is what you eat.
Okay.
And what you eat starts from how you plan to eat.
Okay.
If you plan, you need to plan your menu. You can make a timetable for yourself and ensure that in your menu, you have like a lot of vegetables, you'll have a lot of fruits, and you're also exercising.
Okay.
So if for a busy woman, the first thing you need to do is make your food in bulk. So yeah, you don't have to buy food or you don't have to spend so much taking like something to detox your system. Once you have your food in bulk, all you need to do is have like vegetable in bulk. So when you make things like maybe rice, you make spaghetti, you can just add it to your meal.
Okay.
You can snack on your fruits
Okay.
instead of snacking on maybe pastries
Or
take,
biscuits.
or soda. And that way your organs are working fine. You don't put yourself at a risk of your organs breaking down.
All right. Now I have to say, you know, this is a big one for me. All those detox teas, powders, those things that charge you like 60, 70,000 for, hello, it's not exactly working the way you think it is. And I have to say thank you so much to you, Adiola, for coming to talk to us on this particular topic. Please talk to us on social media. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. And your handle is Ask the Dietitian, right? Ask the Dietitian?
Yes, ASKDDIETITIAN.
You know what? I can't wait to see your questions and comments on this particular topic. Ask a question there and we'll see if we can respond. We have to take a quick break now. The show continues on this Wonder Woman Wednesday.
It is seriously advised that you miss any of the mornings that we have on Wake Up Nigeria at your own peril.
Yes, so at your own peril. You know, we especially advise that you make that extra effort to be a part of this show.
Yes, indeed. It's very important. Every Wednesday in particular.
Yeah.
So that none of this gorgeousness get missed.
Yeah.
Yes, because they come every week, you know. Every
single
week.
Top of the morning to you once again. Welcome back. It's the second hour of the Wonder Woman Wednesday show.
Yes, and we have been serving some premium content like good old fun. And it's about to pick up even more and continue in this brand new hour.
Okay. We've started again.
I can't help it.
This rap thing just happens once in a while. We have Chef Blossom and MM in the kitchen doing their thing.
Hello.
Hey.
And then why are you so hot? You're supposed to be doing the thing, as Titi said. But you're just hot.
What are you saying, Mary?
Mary.
Please, I'm not on these boats that you are on. I've got enough.
Oh my gosh.
But as we always say, you know, we would like to remind you that, of course, COVID-19 is still very much making the rounds, and you need to be responsible. Please be as responsible for your safety as possible.
Yes, indeed. Use your face mask. We cannot emphasize that enough. Wash your hands regularly. Maintain, you know, social distancing. It's really, really important. People are beginning to take these things for granted, but they're very essential. Please. Anyway, my name is Mary Bashua Aimi.
And I'm Titilara Oyinson. Please stream the show live if you need to move around. That's tvcentertainment.tv, and of course on Facebook at TVC Connect. You can also send in your comments on social media using our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
If you haven't already, you should download our app that's on Android and iOS store, just so you can access our content anywhere you are, everywhere you are.
We still have loads of music coming your way.
Loads of those. Loads of those.
Singer, songwriter, and activist David Garland. I love that name. Sounds influenced by gospel in a slow, brooding ballad. That's what he has in store for us.
So we like to do our bits to get your relationship to that desired space. And that's why we're kicking things off with today with Bisola Buhari. She'll be joining us to discuss if intimacy in a marriage is a challenge or a battle. And you know, talking about intimacy, there's someone we know very well right here.
I don't understand. Are you intimate with the person?
No,
I don't know. Like the way you started,
like no, I'm not.
Why are you guys
All
like
right.
this? Anyway, today we just want to celebrate one of us.
Yeah.
Talking about Timothy Adepoju, one of our very efficient floor managers right here in TVC.
Happy birthday, Timothy.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Timothy.
Happy birthday. All right, moving on to other matters. Adonai Ade recently expressed her displeasure on
social media
Nigerian brands who she patronizes them and then they still go to tag her.
or they ask
Or
her
they
to
ask her
repost.
to repost.
Yeah.
And then she's like, hey, people actually pay me
To do this.
to do this. I mean, I influence a lot of other brands. So you cannot, I pay for this service. So I do not owe you. It's like giving them free publicity.
Yes.
And
So
that's...
people really don't understand how influencing works. So it's okay if someone says, oh, sure, I'll repost you.
Yeah.
It's a personal choice.
Yeah.
Some will make this long episode talking about how you're very selfish, you're not kind. Meanwhile, the person didn't say, give me a rebate. The person paid in full.
Yeah, true.
So it's just weird. There's a company that comes and says, take this bag. And you're like, wow, thank you very much. And then they say, whenever you use it, please post about it, tag us, so people can at least patronize us.
That is influencing.
Thank you.
That
and
is
then you
influencing.
now buy a bag you like. And then the person goes, you couldn't
And you
even
didn't
tag us
tag
when
us
you
or
went
put-
out.
yeah.
I've been in that situation before, actually. You know, so a lot of people don't understand that on social media. A lot of it is just face value. A lot of the things we use, the outfits we wear, sometimes we actually take these outfits, wear them on TV to encourage Nigerian designers to get publicity, to encourage them and, you know, help people understand that, oh, many of the clothes that we wear are actually made by Nigerians. Like what I wore yesterday is a Nigerian designer that made it, what I wore the day before, you know, things like that. We like to encourage people, but it's not obligatory.
Yeah.
It's not by force.
I also feel that you're leveraging on someone else's brand.
Yes.
So I get it if there has been an agreement where I'll leverage on your brand and you leverage
You
on
look
my
at
followership.
Beyonce's and Rihanna's of the world. This is what they survive on. That's what makes them big.
Well,
But you know what? We have to check out this facts. We have more for you. Stay with us.
All right, it's about time for us to take the news update, and let's start in Sokoto State, where issues of banditry remain on the front burner, with attacks and deaths being recorded on a daily basis. Today, the State Police Command confirmed the killing of 5 persons by unknown gunmen in Adamawa village of Sabo Birni, local government area of the state. The Command Public Relations Officer, Muhammad Abubakar Sadiq, confirmed this to TVC News on a telephone chat. He said more than 100 suspected armed bandits on motorcycles invaded the village, raided houses, and killed 5 persons in the process. Okay, it says here also that from there, the bandits moved to Samaye village and rustled a large number of livestock and stole other valuables belonging to the villagers. Federal government and organized labor have received the report of Technical Committee on Premium Motor Spirit Pricing Framework. The committee was set up to come up with a workable framework for petrol price modulation. At the end of the bipartite meeting in the early hours of the morning, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, assured organized labor of government's commitment to honor its own side of the bargain in the interest of industrial harmony. The federal government has extended the national identity number linkage to subscriber identity models, that's SIMs, by 8 weeks. The extension was announced in a statement by the spokesperson of the Nigerian Communications Commission and the Nigerian Identity Management Commission. The statement stated that the extension was approved by the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, and is to give Nigerians and residents more time to integrate their NIN with their SIM cards. According to the joint statement, 56.18 million NINs have been collected by the mobile network operators, a significant increase when compared with the 47.8 million recorded by the Technical Committee on the 18th of January 2021. All applicants are advised to follow the safety guidelines at all the NIN enrollment centers and ensure compliance with the booking system in place. The Kano government has sealed a private facility for accommodating and treating COVID-19 patients in the state. The State Commissioner for Health, Aminu Salwaya, in company of other top government functionaries and health professionals, visited the facility for the operation. He said 2 patients were found with severe cases and 2 others asymptomatic. According to the commissioner, the patients had since been evacuated to the state isolation centers to continue with their treatment, while the facility remains shut until further verification. Now, every Wednesday, one of the segments we look forward to the most is music. We have some music coming to you from a singer, songwriter, and activist, the one and only David Garland. Now, he has some really smooth sounds that are going to be coming your way right now, and it's great to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good morning, TVC.
All right. So you need to talk to us about how these brooding ballads began. Who are your influences?
So I was largely influenced by foreign artists. I'm a huge fan of Sam Smith. I'm influenced also by gospel music. I started in church.
Oh.
So I definitely believe that. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm a bit
Go
nervous.
ahead. Go ahead. Talk to us.
So yeah, I was influenced by Sam Smith and other artists abroad, and also I'm Nigerian, so the fusion is perfect. I like writing my feelings. I like being vulnerable in my songs, basically. Just write how I feel.
So I love the idea of being vulnerable in your songs, but you need to tell us the name of the song you're performing today.
I'm performing Eyes on You.
Eye on You.
Eyes on You.
Eyes on You?
Yes.
Okay, so who are we talking about in that song then? Tell us.
Oh, so this song, I wrote it about my friends, actually.
Okay.
So I had, 2 of my friends were in a situationship.
Okay.
And I had the beat already, and I couldn't write to it because I didn't have anything to write about. So I listened to them. They were going through a situationship. It was very, very interesting. So it's just about the tension of 2 people together.
And I have a feeling we're going to have a little peephole into what exactly happened as soon as you start performing.
Exactly.
All right, then. David Garland, take it away.
Now I've got my eyes on you. So what you wanna do? Ooh, in my little within or 2. So what you wanna do? Ooh, you got that crazy. I'm acting crazy. I wanna make you my baby. Hey. Now I've got my eyes on you. So what you wanna do? I wasn't close to just when you're back in my room. Look so deep in my head that you got me confused, babe. I swear to you, wasn't thinking of these games. All I had on my mind was the pen that I veiled, babe. You took all my love, can be suffering. I held out all night waiting for you. But now I see you with those eyes, babe. So tell me, 'cause I've got my eyes on you. So what you wanna do? Ooh, little within or two. So what you want to do? Ooh-wee, you got that crazy. I'm acting crazy. I wanna make you my baby. Now I've got my eyes on you. So what you want to do? Ooh-wee, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
What?
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, that is what you call a feel-good music.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was really nice. That was really nice.
he actually really reminds me of Sam Smith.
He does.
I mean, the minute I heard that song, I'm like, oh, Sam Smith in the building.
Yeah.
I loved it, really beautiful. Song.
Really
Another
great.
angle.
You know
Another
what?
angle. Yeah.
There's so much happening. In a lot of Nigerian talents are coming out of the woodworks, you know, and it's so great to see them and have them perform right here
It's
on
always
set with
good.
us.
Yeah.
And if you know about any talents, just tag us at TVC Connect with one of their performances, and we'll see if we can have them come perform on the show just for you. All right, so we're talking social media now, and we have to give a big shout out to all our fans that have, you know, gone online and liked our posts and commented and contributed online. And I have quite a few of these posts and comments on our outfits and how good we look today. Thank you so much to everyone.
yeah.
I haven't opened up the Facebook page
Someone was
yet.
asking me, who's that lady? Asking, who's the lady in the blue dress?
It's MM.
It's MM.
Yeah, the dress makes her look adds some inches, but it's MM.
Oh, the heels actually makes me add a few
the
inches.
heels? Yeah, it's
We all
MM.
did, yes. Sound the alarm. I'm not tall.
No,
Is there
me, I
another
didn't say
thing?
it.
No.
I didn't say. By the way, your earrings
Continue.
are lovely.
Wow.
Thank you.
Really? You know what? We talked earlier about the books that you liked to read when you were growing up. So I would love to hear what sort of books you liked to read.
Everything.
Like what?
Anything but school books.
Anything but school books.
Yeah, that's actually weird, but that's always been the case for me. If you give me a book and say, I'm going to test you on this.
What?
But if you give me the book and say, oh, I think you would enjoy this. I would have read and read and read before you now tell me that you're going to test me on it. I just hate being told that I'm going to be graded on something. That's usually the problem.
Okay.
Well, we have some replies to these posts, or this post here this morning.
On Twitter, that is.
On Twitter, yes, of course. At Dare Ayodele says, I began to read at 5, and it was like I was in another world because of the feelings that followed. I didn't have any specific then. I just laid my hands on anything good and readable. Was that what it was like for you?
I hated books.
You hated books?
Yeah.
Completely?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I didn't like reading. I'm serious. I think it was when I got into the university, I started to pick up. So all those music and books, when people talk about me, so I'm like, what?
What are they talking
What's
about?
music and books? That's why I'm not a romantic
So-
person, because I cannot relate.
It seems like at mascot_Ola knows what they were talking about, MM.
Yeah.
He says at age 15 or thereabouts is when he found interest in reading, and it was pure romance. That's what he says.
He
Pure
looks like
romance.
a lover boy.
It seems like at Dare Ayodele agrees with him and says romance, but also thriller. So those thriller novels, it took a lot of, what is it, bravery for me, because I never wanted to hear about anyone getting hurt. I didn't really like the suspense of it all. Like, it used to really freak me out. And I could actually close the book and drop it and then go back like
I think I would enjoy a thriller book.
I think you will.
I think I would enjoy
I think you will.
a good
Let's check out more
thriller
comments.
book.
Is it possible to go on Facebook now?
Yes,
I will
I know we have
still. I think there's
loads.
one more on Twitter.
on
Okay.
Twitter. Where did you find that?
Scroll down.
I can't see.
down. You
Did
haven't
we get
taken it.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
the comics side.
Comics.
Yeah.
Comics. This is at Olori B. Obasa. And comics is what he says here. So comics, graphic novels is how I actually kind of learned to read. There was this huge hardcover book called Bounty. Then there were Archie comics.
Yeah. Oh, I loved. Oh, yes. I
Archie.
remember reading Archie
Oh, but
comics.
you don't use...
Oh, no. I actually remember reading Archie comics.
Really?
And then Marvel.
Marvel,
Yeah, Marvel.
Okay, let's go
magazine.
straight to Facebook, though.
Yeah.
Let's go to
Okay,
Facebook.
so,
but you know, when it comes to reading, really, there are so many things you can pick up. People feel reading has to do with just picking up a book. No, reading isn't just about a book. When you see signs, when you pass words, anything,
Yeah,
just
that's
read.
read.
You will learn new words. You will learn about what's happening around you. Sometimes you go to a job interview, for example, and you're asked certain questions that you could have easily aced just by even looking at the newspaper headlines that day. You don't even have to read the details.
Yeah.
And you'll learn a
Okay,
lot.
and now that reminds me, one of the books that I remember reading in secondary school was a dictionary.
Really?
Because I was in the debating club, and I used to be part of those that would go for competitions. So they would ask us to read the dictionary because it was important for you.
You seem
to
like
come
one
up
of
with
those that
big
will vex
words.
if your team loses.
Ah,
Like, after all the hard work,
my dear,
you people do not prepare well.
we never lost though. We actually never lost.
Wow.
We never lost. Actually, it was one of the debating competitions that was my first meet with Kobam Sasuko.
oh, for real?
Yeah. Then I was still in like a junior class.
You know what? I've been trying to scroll up to where the comments are on Facebook. I'm trying to find them, but a big shout out to everyone who's watching live.
I think you just passed
the live feed is right there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I can keep scrolling now.
Yeah, I'm scrolling, but we are running out of time, I'm afraid. But a big shout out to everyone who said hi on our live feed. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
And there's still quite a lot to come right here on the show. You need to stay close because we have relationship.
All right. Well, you go ahead.
All right, welcome back. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria. And of course, it's our relationship segment.
Yes, you know, we like to do our bits to get your relationship to that desired space. And that's what we are kicking things off with today. As we have Abisola Buhari joining us to discuss intimacy in a marriage. Is it a challenge?
Or battle.
Yes. Like,
Say love is
some
a
struggle with
battlefield.
it. That one is very long, child.
All right, welcome, Mom.
Great to have you on the
Great
show.
to have you here. All right.
Okay, so when we talk about intimacy in marriage, I'm just going to hit the nail on the head. The first thing that comes to most people's minds isn't whether you're on the same wavelength, whether you communicate well. The first thing is usually the intercourse. So is that usually the first thing that you have to deal with whenever people are talking about intimacy in marriage?
Basically, when we're talking about couples and you mention intimacy, it has to be sexual intercourse. It has to be sexual intercourse because you can have intimate relationship with your children, your family members.
Exactly.
But when it comes to couples, it has to be physical, emotional, and sexual.
Physical, emotional, and sexual.
Now let's talk about the emotional angle to this, which a lot of couples really, have a problem with. Because first of all, where there is a lack of effective communication, then that, then there's a lack of emotional intimacy. How do you fix that?
The truth is, it's very easy to disconnect.
Okay.
And that is why couples have to be intentional. You have to be intentional to be intimate. You have to communicate. You have to carry each other along. You have to eradicate assumption and make sure that you are both clear on what you have on ground. So, to me, I believe it is a challenge. And for you to say, yes, I do, I'm ready to walk down this journey with you, then you are supposed to own up to that challenge. It, however, becomes a battle when you slack back, when you start having this kind of entitlement, when you are selfish, you're self-centered. But when you see it as a challenge, you know that both of you owe each other satisfaction and fulfillment of wants, desires in that marriage. So, and the only thing that will make that go on smoothly is keeping an intimate relationship with each other.
You know, it's interesting that you'd say both, the man and the woman. I say this because in some relationships, or even in some tribes or in some places, it is believed that it has to be the man to initiate. If the woman initiates, she's called names or she's seen as irresponsible and stuff. Meanwhile, in some cultures, it's usually a case of the woman should initiate. Or at least prepare the ground, so to speak, good food and all. So I don't know, what's your take on that?
It has to be a 50-50 thing. It has to be a 50-50. I initiate, he initiates. Like, I have desires. There are some times like, okay, I'll be in the mood, he's not. So it's my duty to communicate that to him. Unfortunately, that battle is on women these days. Like, we are all battling, getting aphrodisiac, taking in all sorts of things just because you want to become a Kama Sutra over the night. And the guy, on the other hand, when you see a guy looking for an enlargement, he's not looking for that enlargement to please his wife. He's probably looking for an enlargement to impress someone. So the battle, the burden is on the wife. Like, we start running helter-skelter and doing all sorts, hiding, please post anonymous and all that. So it becomes a battle for the wife to make sure that she's still appealing. She's still appealing. And you know, some men, they contribute majorly to this when they start body shaming their wife. You married her as a size 8, she becomes 10, 12, 14, and it starts emotional abuse. Or, okay, you know, like after breastfeeding, definitely the ego will fall. So you talk about, how is your body like this? So she starts having this low self-esteem. She cannot parade herself.
I have a friend going through that right now.
She can't parade herself in your presence, so she go back to her shell. So in that situation, you see her buying all sorts of enlargements, ways, this, and just to satisfy her husband. And she's losing herself along the line.
All right. From what you have said, it makes the woman vulnerable, because in this kind of case, a woman has to be vulnerable for her to become, you know, pleasing, for her to be. The men, I feel like the men have a role, like they have a major role to play in this.
Definitely.
How should the men, what kind of role should they play, and how should they know how to close that gap? How should they close that gap?
That's why, like, it's not good to marry the physical attributes. There should be something
in the man or the woman.
Both parties. Okay. Like, you don't marry for the shape. Yes, like, you have to look into something, but there should be a connection. Like, when you close your eyes, that is what you see. You are seeing beyond the body. And in this situation, where the man comes in, the moment your wife starts adding up, it is not your duty to tell her, like, babes, you are going far too, because the way we interpret words is different.
Especially when coming from spouses.
Yes, you can just say, babes, I want us to register for a gym, or I've paid for a gym session, we'll be doing this together. So like
you could even form a story, sir.
Yes.
So there's this cousin of mine that just died of a heart disease due to weight. And then you can now say, I don't want to lose you. I'm thinking maybe we should register for you. You know?
So you know your wife better. You know how to get her to do some things. So that is how you encourage her. And you don't say what was happening, how you don't pack your boobs. Like,
yeah, but you know something. There are also cases where the woman might say no. What if she likes her new body the way it is?
I don't think so. That's why I said.
No, but there are women who actually become more
they like the curves.
Appealing with the curves, because as they add the weight, all of those, their bodies, their curves start to, you know, their body starts to accentuate in a certain kind of way that is appealing, and they like it. So what if she likes it?
That is what I like. You see, in this situation, the man knows that we all grow. We all grow. You can't marry a size 8 and want her to remain a size 8 for life. So you have to draw the balance. As the woman, you have to draw the balance. I like my curves, so how am I going to comport myself to make myself presentable, even to me, when I accept myself, the way I'm going to flaunt myself in the presence of people and my spouse is going to make them accept me and love me for who I am.
Okay, so there's something I've observed we've been doing. We've been talking more about what the woman should do to fix it instead of what the man should do to fix it. And I find that kind of worrisome each time we have to make, in quotes, excuses for men or even take responsibility for certain things. There are some relationships that actually have very healthy sex lives. Yet you see the man still like knocking on other doors. And so you ask yourself, what exactly is missing now? In such situations, would you say they're not intimate enough?
No. You see, there are some beliefs we hold on to. There are some beliefs we hold on to, and this boils down on women. We believe that it's normal for men to cheat. Like, you get married, maybe I'm complaining to my friend that I'm suspecting my husband is like, is he taking care of you? Is he taking care of the kids? Is he meeting up with... Oh, all men do that. So that is a limiting belief. It's not going to make me do what I'm supposed to do. The moment you see that your husband is cheating, then you have to initiate a conversation. And I always say this, like, there should be an agreement. Like, there should be an agreement between spouses in a marriage. Like, okay, there's a deal breaker. I'm not going to take cheating. When you cheat, I quit. So if you value me, then you know that you don't have to cheat.
You know, deal breakers, deal breakers is another interesting conversation. But we're going to take a pause here, and hopefully we could, elaborate more on deal breakers in relationships maybe sometime next week.
And so you've been doing a lot of talking, talking. So it's time to give you breakfast.
Yes.
So that you can at least
let's refill that energy that you have.
Okay, so we're going to head straight to the kitchen now, so you can have a taste of breakfast this morning. Yeah. Are you ready?
Please, shall we?
Yeah, thank you. After you.
Oh, no, please. You're our guest.
Come on. Please.
Welcome.
Hi.
Please sit down.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Your topic was very steamy, very hot.
I don't think we even reached half of it, because intimacy is actually a wide subject.
Very broad.
Besides the intercourse, I think we should also look at other aspects of it as well. But hey, this looks good.
Yes, it is. All right, welcome to the kitchen. And this is Chef Blossom. And this morning she's made fries with gizzard sauce for you. So please have a taste while she tells us how she put this together.
Can you see how it looks? It's like a platter.
Yeah, I know,
amazing platter. So please tell us what you think. She's been
hard
at work here.
Chef Blossom, how did you put
I
that
was
together?
hoping you'd try that first.
Yes.
What is on that platter?
Okay, we have frying yam. Like basically the fries, yam, plantain, and potatoes. Then we have a sauce to dip in, and gizzard, the pet gizzard.
So what went into the sauce?
Okay, we have our chopped tomatoes and chopped or grated pepper.
Okay, all right.
The red pepper and vegetable oil and
That was it.
stock water, and that was it.
All right. Thank you.
So it looks really good.
So what do you think?
My first taste at gizzard, the spice, perfect. The pepper, just the way I like it. Thank you, Chef Blossom.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And with that, we've come to the end of today's show. We must say a very big thank you to everyone who has been a part of the show, talking about you who has been watching, the crew, and of course all our contributors. Thank you so much, Chef Blossom.
And it's been a Wonder Woman Wednesday. Are you ready, ladies?
Yes.
Who runs the world? Girls. Yes. We're going to be back again tomorrow morning from 7 a.m. Make sure you make it a date with us and hit us up on social media.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.